Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most awesome videos. In front of us, we have the new Prunus J-166. This is the AM/FM version portable radio. I got this off Amazon for $11.99 and thought, I'd give it a try. They make a weather band radio as well. Not sure if they're going to phase that one out under the same name, J-166, or if they're going to improve it. So yeah, let's get to it. So Prunus J-166 comes in a new box, as you can tell. Pretty nice. On the back here, just gives the manufacturer, nothing special. And there you go, model number. So let's get to it. See what we get for our $12. Now, the weatherband version's been on sale for around 10, 12, sometimes under 10. So we'll see where this one goes. Hopefully this will be a $10 radio for quite some time. It's actually a pretty cool radio. Wait till you hear it. So in the box we get some instructions. Again, pretty simple manual. I think it's just like a one-pager, two-pager. Here you go for posterity, so you know where everything's at. It's a very simple radio to operate. It kind of reminds me of a DreamSky, I think the 216 that I reviewed. I don't know if I got that number right or not. But yeah, that was a good radio too, and it had the same kind of audio, which you're going to like. Big improvement on the audio side. So that was the one complaint on the J-166 weatherband version, was the tinny audio. So if you look here, it shows all the frequency coverages. Just ignore the weatherband. They just reused the old instructions from the previous model. So here we are, but everything else is pretty much the same. Some QR codes there. All right, let's get to the radio. Comes in a little sleeve. Now when you first get your radio, you'll have a protective cover over the dial window, which I like. That's nice, so it doesn't get scratched up during shipping. So let's go over dimensions. We'll do a little size comparison. So we have 2 3/4 inches wide. We have 5 inches in height, and we have 1 1/4 inches in depth. That includes the back of the belt clip here. Because you can remove the belt clip, but that little standoff stays. So let's show a few radios. Let's see what I got handy. I always have my trusty CC pocket on hand. Now I'm reviewing this radio during the morning hours. As you can see, it's 10:09 a.m. I'm doing it because the AM band's just okay on this radio. It's great for locals, great for semi-locals, and I figure it'll be a good way to demo it. So there we are. And then, of course, we have a deck of cards here, handy always. Iron Man, he's the man with the master plan. He can spin like no one can. He loves Prunus radios engineered in China land. He's Iron Man. Cool. All right. So let's go over features of the J-166. Again, it's going to be very similar to the Prunus J-166 weatherband version. As you can see, I have it right here. Dial is sort of similar. You can see the top is a little different. There's more going on here, it looks like. You have, maybe not, just the numbers have changed. FM, and of course you can notice the weather band is removed. And on the side here, the switch, of course, doesn't have the weather band option. Okay, but I will demo this. The speaker on here is, whoa, huge difference than this one. So, yeah. So let's go features of the newer 166 without the weather band. Similar setup. You got the antenna recessed, which is a great idea. I like that. The Sony P27 and P26, they don't do this. It's a very simple way to protect the antenna. I don't know why they don't do that. The measurement of the antenna is a whopping 16.5 inches, which is great for FM reception, which we'll get to. This radio is amazing. Headphone jack experience. I actually really like this headphone jack on my headphones. Now, of course, people's headphones can vary, but on mine, I loved it. No low-level hiss, so you can have it really low volume and enjoy it. That's important, so you don't wake up the neighbors. You know, if you're in bed and you're listening to the radio, your wife doesn't complain, or vice versa. So on FM, expect heavy lows, decent mids, and okay highs. So it's a pretty strong radio on heavy lows and strong mids. It sounds good though with music. On the AM band, expect a flat neutral tone, which is good for sports and talk radio. Front of the radio, you can see we got our dial here, like which you saw next to the other J-166. We got an orange dial indicator. It's somewhat accurate. I wouldn't call it very accurate, but you can kind of get a general idea where you're at. We have a red LED for battery life. It'll start dimming over time. And we have a tuning indicator that turns green when your radio is in tune. On this radio here, I notice sometimes it'll tune when I'm on static. It'll show green, so it may or may not work well for you depending on what you expect. Down here, we have a 2¼ inch speaker. This speaker sounds fantastic. Wow, it's like a night and day difference versus the old model. Prunus. Right hand side, we got a nice big tuning wheel. Loving that. Look how much it sticks out from the side. Easy to hang on to, but it stays tight to where you put it. So if I move this, it stays. You can't bump that easily, which is good. Volume control, similar. It's got a little friction to it, so it's not easily bumped. Down here, of course, off, FM, and AM. Back, we have a belt clip that is removable. The way to remove it is to there's a little slot there, and you put a thin screwdriver and you push down on the radio case, and you can slide that clip off if you need to. But personally, it should just stay on there. This makes a great backup radio, by the way, guys, or an everyday radio, now that the speaker's improved. Let me get this back battery door open. It's a really nice hinged compartment, so you don't lose that door. Very handy. It takes 2 AA batteries, which is nice to see. So the top battery positive is to the right, and the bottom battery positive is to the left. People like to know that. But yeah, really cool that that's captured like that. So you know losing that battery compartment. All right. Because missing the doors is not always fun. So let's go ahead and talk about FM reception. And then we'll get turning this on. So FM reception report. I will do an FM band scan if you're watching this, so stay tuned for that. We'll scroll through the FM band. But this radio scored a good to very good rating. Now I base my on fair, a 5-star method. Fair, okay, good, very good, excellent. A general radio like from the 80s, like this guy, scores about okay to good, which is about 48 stations, so it gets a 2.5-star rating, which is average for all analog radios. This radio here is a DSP radio, digital signal processor. It uses a different way of analyzing it and giving you the signal. So you get a stronger lock on the FM stations and great selectivity. So that's why this one got a good to very good rating and found 75 stations versus 45. It's 30 more than average. And FM selectivity, again, is going to be good. So this gets about a 3.25 star rating, which is pretty good for an $11 radio. Pretty impressed with that. I don't know if I mentioned that. It's $11.99 at Amazon. I'll have links below in case I forgot to mention that. Yeah, great price. Like the price point. Hope it stays there. Hope it goes lower. So yeah, loving it. So let's go ahead and turn it on to a demo. We'll see if we can turn on Radio Todderbert. What Radio Todderbert is, it's a FM transmitter on my desk. We're on FM, I believe. Yep, in the middle. We'll just tune until I hear him. Sensitive radio, don't have the antenna up. Just touching it. Inductance. There we go. There we go. I think we're in tune. We'll run this for a few minutes. let's show you the older model with the tinny speaker. Turn this one down, turn the other one up. Let's see if I have it tuned. It's the older one. New one.
You'll never have the sacred stone. Oh, this you crazy mother.
There we go. Nice. So you can get pretty quiet. Like that. So good volume control, liking that a lot. That's important. So all right, let's go ahead and turn off the transmitter. Yeah, so this was a C-Crane FM transmitter. It was broadcasting on 92.9 with an MP3 player attached to it with royalty-free music from YouTube's library, which is nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and turn that off. We're going to turn off the MP3 player. We are going to switch, we're actually going to leave it on the FM. We're going to do an FM band scan like I mentioned. We'll see how that does. We'll go over to AM band and then go from there. So FM, yeah, amazing on FM. So let's see what it does downstairs here. Now this antenna does come out and it pivots like this here. So you can pivot this antenna quite a bit. It is nice. So it can go straight up or back. So that can be important depending on how you got the radio. Now the radio will stand, but it does have a tendency to flip because it's curved at the back. So it's got to be a pretty flat surface. Now my table is a little off center, I think, because over here it wants to fall. If I turn it here, it doesn't. So yeah, keep that in mind when you're trying to stand it. If you have a super flat surface, it'll be okay. But if it's not, it might have a tendency to want to roll backwards. A flat radio like this realistic will stand anywhere you want it because it's got a flat enough base where it doesn't matter, So just something to keep in mind. We'll go ahead and extend this antenna. And here we can pick up now. I might bump into stuff here on my bench because this is a rather large antenna. Let's see what we can pick up. Gonna have to bring it up to the camera here. If I can pivot that up a little bit. There we go. All right. Start the bottom of the band. We should be on FM. Yep. It's nice you can kind of feel your way in the dark too. It's very easy to find the switch on the side and the volume and tuning controls in the complete darkness. Faint stations now. This does a great job picking up the real fine faint stations on FM.
An American president has proposed it. It's a landmark occurrence, and is kind of working through Congress. It probably won't pass, but it's still, nevertheless.
If they are still there.
Caitlin is in need of help, Lord. We pray you'd...
Yeah, and sadly, its treatment of Chechnya and Grozny have now
If they should fall out.
Now, sometimes you'll know there's a station, just back up and you'll probably hit it. DSPs are like that. You'll go forward, it might miss it. Good music today. I can't hover on it, guys. I really want to. YouTube, yeah, they'll count as royalty, and then any kind of ad revenue you have on the video is gone. So that's why I just don't hover.
Rockford area, breakfast or brunch is hit me up right now inside the 97 ZOK app. Hey, it's Midday Michelle, and we're anxiously...
You know you're my world. All right, now lose it.
There's different options depending on your situation and your needs. With Rocket Mortgage, you can see how different down payments, monthly payments, and closing costs will impact your life.
Music is on, so raise the volume at work.
So raise your...
Might be the only raise you get this year, but whatever.
Turn it up loud. Turn it up loud.
You can dust it off and try it. Dust yourself off and try it.
Now I live in the northwest suburbs of Chicago, Illinois. Give you an idea. My location.
Too flashy. Y'all shouldn't have let work past me. It's too late cause I'm here to stay and these girls know that I'm...
¿Ya la tienes? Súbele, compa. Es lunes de gruperas. ¡Qué buena! 105.
There's some other solution that's there. Maybe if you actually had a choice in the matter, you would be where you want to be. Unfortunately, most folks...
You had me in the...
Okay, top of the band. Of course, I had a lot more stations upstairs. Downstairs here, I'm in a subfloor basement, so I tend not to pick up as much. So there was no 75 stations there. But trust me, you will get tons of stations with this radio. Even with the older model, a lot of people were saying that this was excellent on getting FM, and mine as well. So they still make this one. I'll have links below. I think they're planning on keeping this one. The price just might be a little higher on the weatherband version versus the AM/FM version. I wrote them an email, not that I have both these radios, and I said, I really like the new speaker in the new model, AM/FM only. Could you put that speaker in this radio and you'll have a winner? Because people want to have the weatherband. I do. I know I love having the weatherband as an option, and I don't mind paying extra few bucks for it. So we'll see what Prunus does. If they come out with the newer version of the weatherband, I will review this again. So there you go. I like to keep in contact with the companies and give them my feedback. They actually like to hear it. So, all right, so let's go ahead and go to the AM band. Now, the AM band's a mixed story. I've noticed during the day, it's great on locals, good on semi-locals, and pretty much not existent on distant stations. They just don't come in, unfortunately. If you want to stow this, push this back a little bit, then bring it up, and it should notch in that little spot. There we go. Yeah, so, and on top of the band, I noticed it was kind of just nothing there. It's kind of a bummer, but where I live, all the good stations are at the lower part of the band. and they come in really good on this radio. So anything like I say distant, forget it. It's a good AM sports radio, local, urban type radio. So let's tune it. You guys can hear what it sounds like. I did pick up a distant station. Or low power. Yes, this is 540 WAUK, Jackson, Wisconsin. It's always a weak station.
I think we're going to have to analyze how we got here in order to modify.
It's got some good bass.
Which currently involves
Now there are birdie tones.
2000mules.com. 2000 Mules is executive.
They tend to reduce or go away when you get the radio into tune on a strong station.
Opinion and insight at the speed of your life. Streaming at 560theanswer.com, on the AM 560 mobile app, on your Alexa-powered
WIND Chicago,
iHeart, and on Odyssey. 48 degrees at 10:29 on AM 560 The Answer, and good morning. I'm Mike Scott.
That's one thing the older radio didn't have. It didn't have these birdie tones. Hopefully it's just a new... this just came out. Maybe the newer versions will eliminate that.
Not complicated.
Bottled water to avoid the water from your faucets? Stop running from your water and start enjoying it by calling the Clean Water Center in Oconomowoc for your free...
Okay, this should be 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Provide you with custom water treatment recommendations. Call 262-56-WATER or visit cleanwatercenter.com and let water professionals...
So there's an internal antenna right about here. I think it's about 1 3/4 inches. And that antenna is good for medium wave AM listening. So you turn the radio towards the station you're trying to receive, the top of the radio. That's why you hear it getting better when I turn it.
I'm Laura from Smart Spaces in Milwaukee. So many jobs today are primarily virtual, but we recognize...
Milwaukee's to the north right there.
...to your challenges.
This is to the west.
Learn about your current system, create proper function,
Here's 640 WMFN, Peatone, Illinois. So we can pick up the fainter stations at the lower part of the band.
Largest sports betting experience in the world at Circa Sports. Located inside Circa Resort and Casino, Las Vegas' newest entertainment destination. Reserve today at circalasvegas.com.
670 The Score, WSCR, Chicago. A bunch of birds outside the window fighting.
Really, bro? There's a better way to get a fast small business loan. Go to ondeck.com. Then if a...
It's funny. Like all of a sudden start chirping like crazy.
Burn interchange. Ike inbound from North Avenue to the Tri-State I-55 starting today. Work on the bridge over the Kankakee River.
720 WGN Chicago.
In each direction
Local.
between Lorenzo and
Sounds
North River
good.
Road. That lasts until August 2nd. Drivers seeking to avoid the area are directed to a lengthy detour to the west via Route 50 or Route 47 and I-80.
So let's just do this again. This is fun comparison. I like this comparing these radios side by side.
For an electric induction stovetop. Her head injury and a broken elbow. Just over an hour later.
You're listening to Women of Grace Live. I'm Janet Williams, joined here in...
Check out Blindster.com.
Two fires in the back of the Yards neighborhood displaced more than a dozen people last night, and police suspect arson. The first fire was reported around 8:50 p.m. in an apartment building in the 4500 block of South Wood
Street. 2 residents were displaced there. Police say an accelerant was used to start the fire. Police and firefighters were then called to another building.
So that's why that one wasn't as popular of a radio because of the speaker, but people still bought it as a good backup radio, and it still is. It made my list for top 10 under $20 last year. So yeah.
Short was studying meteorology at the University of Oklahoma.
This would make a list this year if I made it, but I decided not to make one this year because of inflation. Prices of radios have gone crazy directions. So I think next year, hopefully, things will start to taper back down.
People fleeing the devastated city of Mariupol described weeks of bombardments and deprivation.
Let's just go through the band a little bit more.
Most valuable gift that Susie and I had.
750 WNDZ, Portage, Indiana.
That we both knew ourselves
backed by Donald Trump. In the following weeks, there are elections in Nebraska and North Carolina, where Trump has endorsed
780 WBBM Chicago.
of election fraud.
Old time radio. Monday through Friday nights, 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Definitely check it out. Monday through Friday. They have some great programs. Love it.
Start holding a series.
It's when radio was.
Illinois Congressman Adam Kinzinger tells Face the Nation it's not about making referrals for criminal cases.
The Department of Justice.
Here's 820 WCPT, Willow Springs, Illinois. There's a faint station out of Milwaukee, but I can't seem to pick it up. During the evening, this will pick up distant stations up to 800 miles away, not a problem. Oh, cool, it's picking it up. This is 860. WNOV, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's like 250 watts, 52 miles away. If I turn it, it should go away. Gone. Cool. There's the birdie tones again. Again, it's kind of annoying, but at least it's between the stations.
CarShield gets the rest taken care of. Plans through CarShield even provide...
Here's WLS Chicago. This high-pitch wine's coming from the camera.
All at no extra cost. So get covered today and save 10%.
At that time.
Okay.
You know?
You want a good history.
I think this is 930 WBKM, Sandwich, Illinois.
There are different solutions to that. So the Augustine Institute has
dial accuracy is fairly good, I guess. Not really. 930 would be in between those. Oh, I'm looking at FM. There we go. Yeah, it's not accurate because we're still under 1,000. It's pointing at pretty much 1080.
MBOLON.
BOL what?
Church as they unfold historically.
This is 950. WNTD, Chicago.
Yeah, SYMBO.
Just pick it up 970 WHA, Madison, Wisconsin. Pretty faint. That's better.
That also has not gone anywhere, but it is quite striking.
Players going into it, so they really had to focus on the back end of the draft, and for them to get those 11 picks, I think was...
Here's WMVP, Chicago, ESPN.
And if you look at the blended staff that we have from Kansas City and Green...
sobie zmienić nazwisko na Jankot, albo w takim razie
1030 WNVR.
z tego nauczyć się spelować.
This is Vernon Hills, Illinois.
Nauczyć spelować właśnie za chwilę. Ale pierwsza rzecz jest taka, że...
There might be WLIP, Kenosha, Wisconsin. 1050. Or WTSO 1070, Madison, Wisconsin. Yeah, it sounds like WTSO.
Es para todos aquellos que van a hacer este programa, compartirme su experiencia de vida.
1110 WXCS, Chicago.
Una cosa, compartir algunas
And it's business minded. Respect have been hallmarks of our firm for quite some time. We've been representing businesses here in Wisconsin for over 170 years.
1130 WISN, Milwaukee.
Your business's corporate structure. It couldn't hurt to work with lawyers that helped draft the law.
Away from righteousness and towards decay and despair. And again, it was a clumsy first couple of years.
Here's 1160 WYLL, Hope for Your Life, Christian Radio, Chicago.
Along the way, the Lord really had his hand on this organization has had his hand on this organization.
Adopted a terrier puppy to help comfort her mom. They named him Rex. And one day
Here's WSQR, Sycamore, Illinois. The squirrels are on your radio. Well, they're not on this radio. 1180.
Very scrawny and hungry dog with a microchip that led them back to the family. Unfortunately, just 2 months after the...
1200 WRTO Chicago. Let's just cruise the top of the band and we'll call it.
Delivered a lot of hay. ZipRecruiter finds and now a message from trucks had long been used.
Lots of barbecue stuff there. $20 dining certificate. We still have a few of these left in stock.
Oh, interesting. This is coming in good. Let's add some interference then when upstairs. This is 1410. WRMN, Elgin, Illinois. Couldn't get it last night. Or during the day yesterday.
This is $10 general certificate, normally $6.
Okay, so right here is where the part of the band starts. Sounds like you're on the air band. WCGO 1590, Evanston. Okay, you get the idea. There it is. Did some full band scans, so that was fun. So there it is. Does the Prunus J-166 without the weather band get a thumbs up? Yes, it does, because holy cow, the speaker sounds awesome. So it reminds me of the SR35 from Sanjin. This definitely blows the P27 Sony or the P26 out of the water as far as FM and on audio. Just absolutely amazing. AM experience is great on local stations, as you heard. Sounds fantastic as well. Tuning distant stations, well, you might need a different radio for that, but otherwise, I'm all in on this one. This one's great. Definitely check the links on below. 2, if you like Prunus radios, subscribe to the bell icon, get notified of deals, future reviews of the brand. And 3, comment below what you think about the Prunus, the new AM/FM version of the J-166. All right, guys, take care, and we'll see you in my next video.